Right, so now we're going to look at arrays. Now an array can actually contain more than one actual piece of data in the same variable. So you might be able to store 5, 7, 9 and 11 all in the same variable, or the names Matthew, Kim, something like that, all in the same variable. Now that's what you can do with an array. You can't, however, save different types of variables like integer and real on a string all in the same array. But I'll go on. You might think this sounds complicated, but it's not that complicated, so don't worry about it. I'll guide you through it. So first off, we're going to declare the variable by using the command var. So simple to start off with. Now we declare the variable as standard. We go I'm going to call it first array. Sounds a good name. And this time the actual data that we're going to declare is not an integer or anything like that. It's funnily enough is an array. And then we use the open square bracket, and then we put a number in, which in this case I'm going to put a 1, followed by 2 dots, followed by another number. In this case I'm going to put 10, and then your end square bracket space of space your file your data type, which in this case I'm going to have an integer, colon on the end. Now this bit here is the only bit you're not going to understand. Now the array open bracket 1 is there. 1 is the first data. Dot dot means make up all the actual numbers up to whatever the last digit is, which in this case is 10. So we've got, in this array we'll have the records at location 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 because of the 10 there. Of that, all that command means that the next thing we put, in this case integer, it's the file type. So let's get straight into using this array. First off, I can access an array in a very similar way to accessing a variable. If I wanted to make the first array and the first record in that 1, I just go first array open square bracket 1 close square bracket becomes whatever I want it to become. So I'm going to set it equal to 5, and then I'm going to go right ln first array open bracket 1 close bracket, and then read ln to close it off, and there you go, it's reading the 5. That's how simple it is. So you see first array 1. Now I could actually access the second record like this, set that equal to 6, I don't know, and then output record 2 as well, like that. And they can see 5 and 6. So we can store all these different variables in the same array. Now, say you had a lot of different ages, very useful. And we're actually going to learn about how to use records later on, which are even more useful and very powerful as well. But for the moment, this is just the ability of arrays. Now, you can actually use arrays in loops. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that now. We're going to have a simple for loop, so we need a counting variable. I'm just going to call it C. And then I'm going to go for C becomes 1, 2, 10, do. Begin and end. And now, let's see if you get this. I can go first array and put C in place of 1 becomes I'm going to make a variable temp now and set that as an integer, and then I can do something like this. Right, enter a number like that, read ln temp. Temp becomes the first array, and then we can actually go use another loop. For C becomes 1, 2, 10, do, and this time I want to actually output all the numbers like this. Right ln, and there you go, I'm outputting all the numbers, and I want another variable which I'm going to call sum, and have this as an integer, and I'm going to set sum to equal 0 here, and then I'm going to go sum becomes sum plus first array of C, where C is the actual part of the array. Now one thing I need to do is just put, well, the real lens there to pause the display. So enter a number 5, and I'm going to end up entering 10 numbers here. So you see something like this, and there you go. Now it'll output all the numbers, and then it'll or it should add them together, which it actually didn't. And the reason is I'm not actually outputting sum. So write ln the sum. I'm just going to make it a bit more user friendly by going the first the num, and then output C like so is something like that, and then under right here the total is like that. Enter a number, and I can enter all my numbers again. Big number there, but there you go. And the total is 0. Well, that's an error. So let's go back and have a look. Sum becomes sum of the first number. Right, the reason being we haven't got a beginning and end here. And as I mentioned before, for any loop you need a beginning and end if the line below, or you've got more than one line that wants to belong to this loop. So if I just go on with the numbers like this, putting them in again, like so, and there you go, you can see it's outputting the total like that. So that's it for arrays. Very, very useful things, as you can see, and I hope there's some use to you.